So here we go. If you could check on Facebook. Y'all check on Facebook and check on YouTube. See if we going live. We're dealing with some new software, same platforms, but different system. It's got that loud.
About 25 minutes ago.
Still doing the same thing, but we're live right now.
A minute and like 33 seconds.
But we're live right now.
Let me double check.
Check on Facebook.
Yeah, we live right now.
Okay. Alright. Get this party started. Alright. Shalom Israel. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Barak Thumb to the brothers. Yahweh Shemal Allah Thumb Hashem Yahweh Shai to the sisters. This is the Isupk, the Israelite School, the Universal Practical Knowledge, established in 1969, 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We are led by Commanding General Yohana. We are not affiliated with any other organization. We're coming to you live right now from Isupk Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So, scripture breakdown class. So, if you're joining us on social media, you got any questions, comments, or concerns, you can type them into the chat. You can ask them live right now in the class, or you can call in. So, some of the issues that we're dealing with right now that we're gonna discuss. So we got a lot of, I guess, how would you say, maybe horseplay going on with social standards. You know, everybody wants to give you a pass because you're a female or because you're affiliated with the alternative lifestyle. And when bad things happen to you, you blame society for it. The same way that they talk about so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians about the problems that we have faced as a result of intentional, systematic racism and oppression. Again, intentional oppression. The racism, like, I almost don't even care about the racism. I don't care if our oppressor prefers their people over another. If they want to make us seem like we the bottom of the barrel versus themselves, I don't care about that. If we in a battle, and we just spoke about this, I believe, during the past Sabbath service. If we in a battle and somebody wins, they win that war, they win that fight, no sweat. They take us into servitude as a result. Okay. They didn't have to do the things that they did, though, as a result. Like, use our babies for alligator bait. They didn't have to pin up our women and gut them and kick our brothers and sisters down the field like a soccer puck, or soccer ball, or a hockey puck. That's not warfare. That's hatred. That's not even racism. That's just hatred. So when we talk about retaking the kingdom and taking over the land and setting things right according to the laws of the Bible, not only are we right to do so, despite how people feel about certain terminologies that are utilized in the scriptures, because they'll talk about servitude, they'll talk about dashing out little ones against a stone, they'll talk about those who led into captivity shall go into captivity, those who kill with the sword shall be killed with the sword.
That's right.
And people want to all of a sudden now throw up their hands Like, no, that's unjust. That's unjust. But apparently America doesn't have any, and even social justice warriors doesn't have any laws or statutes of limitations against murder, against mayhem, because they applaud the captive of World War II Nazi war criminals that escaped persecution during World War II. At the end of it, I mean, this was almost 100 years ago now. Like, you should just leave that alone. Leave that in the past. 9/11. 9/11. People still hate the Arab countries. And they never forget 9/11. And they never let America forget 9/11. And they never let the Holocaust be forgotten. Because anytime they were to stumble upon those 90-year-old Nazi veterans, they make sure that they get justice. And they get put in the chains. Meanwhile, that devil woman who lied on what's the brother name? Damn, now Salaki. Not Tamir Rice, not Trayvon Martin. Who lied on Emmett Till? That brother. That devil that lied on Emmett Till. She openly admitted that she lied about her about her claims of the crimes that he committed against her. And the crimes that he committed against her was whistling at her. That was a crime punishable by death by these devils. She admitted to lying about it. She got that brother murdered. That was the youngest, according to their records, that was the youngest individual put to death, sentenced to death in America. And that was propaganda. That was a lie. It was false news. And that didn't come out. The truth of it didn't come out until almost 100 years later, 80 and 90 years later. She was an old woman. Didn't nobody press her for it though. Didn't nobody charge her for it or bring her to justice. They just let her live it out. But they will hunt down and lock up Nazi war criminals, as they would call it. It was the middle of war. You were in the middle of a war. Everybody's a criminal in that stance then. Shit, everybody's murdering everybody.
That's right.
And if you look at the basics of how that started, it wasn't spiritual, it wasn't biblical, it wasn't. If anything, I think it might have been even economical, but social status and some of the problems that they had, just as far as world powers go, who wanted to rule, who thought that they had a better idea on who should have the say-so on the way of life and governance of the countries. You know, they were trying to make it a one world order, one superpower. We were in the middle of a war. But because one side won, the other side is the guilty party.
That's right.
So now that side that was the guilty party still gets punished if they escaped justice for the party that they were participants of. But you can have these devils lie on a brother, admit that they lied about it, and nothing happens to them, and that family gets no justice. So when we see certain things going on today, who's that chick? Brittany Renner acting a goddamn fool. Nobody checking it. Because in the public eye, can't silence a queen, right? Can't silence a queen. And most of y'all don't even know what the hell that definition of a queen means. You're talking about a lewd woman. Not promiscuous, but a clamorous woman. That's your definition of a queen. It was that, it's like it for the language, it was that bottom bitch. It was a hoe. It was just your prize hoe. It was just the one that you favored the most. It wasn't your wife, because husband and wife are synonymous. It was never king and queen, though, until it came down to that prized prostitute. That's what your queen is. So when using those terms, just you got to understand the definitions that you're battling against. In the world that we live in today, as soft as they're trying to make everybody, everybody's a bleeding heart. Everybody's a bleeding heart. I'm going to get to Ecclesiasticus chapter 13. Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 verse 13. Everybody want to make concessions for that liberal, far left, progressive. There's a whole bunch of terms that are applied to this way of life that people are damn near like forced into having to maintain or give tolerance to, and they can't do nothing wrong because you're just trying to live your truth, and you're just trying to be you, and everybody's supposed to tolerate it. Everybody's supposed to accept it. Despite how the modern era, the world that we know it as today, despite how they feel about things, despite how they try to twist and turn the narrative, they are not going to evade the Most High's justice. Because of their wickedness, this kingdom needs to fall. And despite whatever rainbow or ambiguous flag they try to hide behind, they will be brought to justice.
That's right.
So Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 verse 13, Baba Gushah. Actually, no. The first one that I wanted. My fault, I had to mix up Proverbs. It's like, y'all, if you can get Proverbs 11 and 21, but hold that in Ecclesiasticus. Because you're going to see everybody try to run to their aid at the end of it. And you're going to see more. Good.
Sorry, Proverbs what?
Proverbs 11. Proverbs 11 and 21. You're going to see more and more how a certain community that's protected by certain laws are almost exempt from those laws, and they're almost allowed to be as violent as they want to, as flagrant as they want to, as obtrusive and invasive as they want to. That's only going to last for so long. Read.
Proverbs 11 verse 21. Through hand joined in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished.
They will not be unpunished for the crimes that they've committed against the Most High and the way that they've influenced our children with Halloween and Thanksgiving and birthdays and New Year's. and 420 and the month of February, because now they're going to try to tie in not only the Black Power movement, BLM, which was a joke and a farce anyway, but then that's also tied in with that whole LGBT alternative lifestyle community. They're not going to evade, like, the judgment is not going to skip them. Just right now, the Most High is how would I say it? Not tolerating, but winking. He's winking at this. He ain't forgetting about none of this. The crimes that these people have committed behind that false flag is not going to go unpunished. It's not going to be unnoticed.
That's right.
And we can incorporate the judgments of these scriptures to modern times. The same problems that afflicted Babylon, that caused the flood, similar, how would I say, similar circumstances is what's going to fuel World War III, because everybody's trying to supersede the Most High. Everybody's trying to build up such a kingdom, such an army, such a populace, such a community that they can overthrow the Most High power. They're not trying to overthrow Buddha. They're trying to use Buddha. They're going to sit there and say, Salaki, if you could, Salaki reply. And tell him if he's going to be on the phone, take that up. Salaki. Ain't nobody trying to overthrow Buddha. Ain't nobody trying to overthrow Krishna. Ain't nobody trying to overthrow Shiva. Ain't nobody trying to overthrow Allah. They're trying to overthrow the Most High of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They're trying to overthrow the Most High power of the Bible. Not of Islam, not of Buddhism, not of Hinduism, not of Scientology, not of Satanism, not of atheism, not of agnosticism, not of Christianity. They're trying to overthrow the power of Israel. And we're seeing their resistance against us. Based off their downfall. It seems like they're up here, but all the turmoil that's up here between the different countries, the different nations that are in power, all that turmoil, all that strife shows that friction and how they are going to end up destroying each other. And the reason why why our kingdom needs to be established, not only needs to be established, but the process in which it has to be. They need to fall in order for us to come back into power. So it's like, if you read that from the top.
Come. Do the hand join in hand, but the wicked shall be unpunished.
It's like if you could read that again. Though hand join in hand.
Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished.
The wicked shall not be unpunished. Now we're going to get another scripture that's going to help identify who the wicked is. Keep going.
But the seed of the righteous shall be delivered.
But the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. So now, reply. Read what you got.
Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep His commandments, for this is the duty of the whole duty of man.
So now this is our task. Despite what we see out there in music videos and TikTok, and I mean they're running them a mile a minute. You can't. I mean you damn near can't go get gas without seeing a TikTok video played out. Like it's everywhere. Despite the propaganda that they push out there, the whole duty of man is to keep the laws, to keep the statutes, to keep the commandments. It's like you read that from the top again.
Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
Hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Despite how you might feel about it, though hand join in hand, the wicked will not be unpunished. You got to hear the whole matter of it, though, before your bleeding heart gets too out of control and you just ready to throw yourself on a grenade for some heathen, for some devil that ain't gonna do the same for you. And even if they little buddy does it for you, the powers of the nations ain't gonna. Joe Biden ain't gonna jump on a grenade for some nigga in Southside Milwaukee. He ain't gonna do nothing for the north side of Milwaukee. Donald Trump ain't gonna jump on a grenade for the east side, for some brothers that are falsely accused that are in the prison system. So though hand join in hand, even though you're gonna see everybody like grasping for straws, trying to hold on to one another, trying to bring them into the covenant, try to bring them into the promise, try to hide them under their cover. They are not going to go unpunished, and we're talking about them as a nation. I'm not talking about I don't know, some white girl at the gas station that 20 on 1. I ain't talking about her. We talking about that Hillary Clinton though. We talking about that Pelosi. We talking about what's the old girl that can see Russia from her Alaskan home? Damn, she was the vice president for a minute. Damn, what the hell is her name? Damn, Salaki, I can't forget it. I can't remember her name right now. We're not talking about your every average day corner store, grocery bag stocking, Amazon working, Uber driving civilian. We're not talking about that. We're talking about that 666. We're talking about that upper echelon. We're talking about that higher society that's got a voice, that's got room and power to move pieces into to change laws, to alter media, to change perspectives, to offer propaganda and rhetoric. We're talking about that. That's the main thing that's in focus. But though hand join in hand, because if they still voting Republican or Democrat, they still part of that system too. They just don't know that that's what they're feeding into. But as we try to tell them now, we're the conspiratorials. We're the cult members, even though they're the ones that are actively participating in those systems.
Yeah, we're called leaders. Though.
Yeah, no, damn right. Salaki. Apologize for that. We the called leaders. But how they look at us, of course, it can't be them. Of course, it can't be them because that's the normal. That's what's natural. That's the standard that's going on in Earth right now. The battles between liberals and conservatives, far left and far right, red and blue. And we ain't talking Crips and Bloods. We just talking political parties that have still shed blood between each other. They want to talk about black on black crime. Listen, man, there was a whole civil war in America. How many of them died? That was white on white violence. Don't talk to me about what's going on in the hood when y'all the ones that push the laws to not only put us on drugs and then convict us of drugs. and then not only keep us there, and then let your own side of it off. The Clinton family, the Kennedys, they are guilty as hell of drug dealing, drug abuse, even. Like, you can't tell me that Hillary Clinton never did a line of coke. Can't tell me that. You know what she did? Look at her ass. Look at it. You know what she did? Bill Clinton with Monica Lewinsky, you know they did something funky. Okay?
So like I believe that Bill Clinton has gone to the hospital a couple of times because of overuse of cocaine.
And he's not the only political family that's been under that scrutiny. They've all done it. And we talking about political families. Good?
I think they just found cocaine at the White House.
They just found some cocaine in the White House. Who's doing it? Who's doing it? Yeah, Salt Bay, that shit? Yeah, who's doing it? Somebody that's affiliated with that's incorporated with that system. That has availability in that environment. It wasn't going to be one of us. We weren't going to be in the White House dropping some coke off. What it could be us, not only because we're UPK, but again, they can pick some niggas from the ghetto that's going to just walk into the White House on a tour, all of a sudden, Nah. One of your secretaries of defense, news media outlet publishers, you know, they messed up. They dropped the ball. They don't go to jail. They will lock us up 10, 15, 20 years for that same crime. And their own constituents, family members, allies, known associates will get probation, if that, while we are condemned to a murderous society, to a murderous community filled with tension and hate and just heat. Like, you're going to jail. I don't know if anybody who is watching this, anybody who's listening, if you've ever been into the bullpen, if you've been into intake, that's a tensious environment. That it's not cool. Shit can pop off any fucking second. Okay?
And especially in California, that's deadly right there.
And there you go.
Yeah.
And that's just California.
Yeah.
And I'm just talking about in Milwaukee. I'm just talking about HOC and MSDF. Like that intake, the intake program right there, just in downtown, it can pop off that quick right there. And you're surrounded by other criminals. And this is the part that nobody wants to acknowledge. Because again, they want to talk about free will, opportunity, equal rights. As early as the 40s, 50s, and 60s, when they started introducing drugs, 50s, 60s, 70s, that real hard shit, political parties, racial division, even though they were trying to introduce integration, they took the authority that we had amongst each other, because we had a community in Milwaukee, we had a community in Chicago, we had a community in Detroit, in the Hispanic communities in LA, and I don't want to necessarily say just LA, but in California, in the Southwest, in Texas. We had communities in New York, in Detroit. Not even so much self-governed, but self-maintained. There was an understanding about family and respect and honor and we didn't have this. We were not influenced by the same problems that we got now. There was a time, believe it or not, crack cocaine didn't exist. There was a time heroin never was on our blocks. There was a time when we were not plagued by this shit. And they started moving some pieces for political power, political gain. And then again, because generations were broken apart, how easy it was for them to make allies among the weak. Though hand join in hand, the wicked will not be unpunished. The Most High does not forget the crimes that have been afflicted on our people. It's not going to go unnoticed. Now we got work to do to keep this in focus. It's important to identify who the enemy is. It's important to identify who your neighbor is. Because when them scriptures were written about love thyself as you would love thy neighbor, that's when we were living amongst each other. Even when we were in the Roman Empire, we were still living amongst each other because they had separate neighborhoods delegated just for us. Same thing in Egypt. They had a whole separate project set up just for us. We were our neighbors. It's not how you would see it today in certain integrated communities that really ain't that integrated. You might have one black family, 10 Edomite families, another dozen East Indian families, a couple Arabs and Africans scattered about before you get to another Mexican house. That's not your neighbor. That's not what the Bible was talking about. It's talking about brotherhood, and we've lost that because we end up having to share our neighborhood with everybody else because we wanted to stop living around each other. We got tired of the north side, so they moved to the south side. We got tired of Milwaukee, so we moved to Green Bay, to Racine, to Kenosha. We got tired of Chicago, so they moved up to Milwaukee. And then we got tired of Milwaukee, so they moved to Minneapolis. They got tired of Minneapolis, and now they moved to St. Louis. Division is what they accomplished. Brotherhood is what they could not kill amongst us. We're not there yet. We've got a lot of work to do. But that's why we keep at it. That's why since 1969 we've had this push and this momentum that hasn't died. It's only gotten bigger. And everybody else rode that wave. And they still brothers. And this truth is for them just as it is for us. So Lord be with them and their families. But it's something that it's too easy to negotiate away for a lot of people. Now we got a hard line right there. We got a hard line. Like you cross that line, that's it. That's it. Home of the truth, defenders of the faith. That's it. We don't negotiate with terrorists. Like how the FBI will say that shit. Like, somebody's holding up a bank or something like that. We don't negotiate with terrorists. To the last man standing. They negotiate. They give something up. I'd rather see my house bombed before we give up any room. That's right. And they're going to see the difference between us and them. Because we're not going to let... I got them battling with this one cat who is like 50-50 on the stances that we hold. But they'll let LGBT in their congregation. Because, of course, the Most High said, come as you are, right? So, of course, they think, well, yeah, just You can sit right here next to me and still be that. You can sit right next to me and still be a drug dealer. You can sit right next to me and still be a murderer, still be a rapist, still be a child molester. When in reality, what the scripture is talking about, like, listen, you can come on in, but you got to stop that. That's why, yeah, come as you are, but you ain't leaving as that. You can't come back as that. That's why the old man got to die. They don't teach that in them churches. They don't teach that in America.
That's right.
They ain't going to teach that to, I just had this one article pulled up too. They ain't going to teach that to them Proud Boys. Them Proud Boys. You got that one brother that was like the leader of it, the CEO of it. He's a vato. He's a brother. He should have been with us on that line. Now he's facing 22 years because he wanted to meddle in the election. But it ain't got nothing to do with us. Laotians don't meddle with the elections. They don't care about aldermen. They don't care about community leaders like that. They've got their spokespeople, but they've also got protected rights. We ain't got that. Ain't no protected rights for Mexicans, for Puerto Ricans, for Native Indians. Ain't no protected rights for us. For Negroes, ain't no protected rights for us. Even though we've been the most hated across the board, the most subjugated to their hate crimes. We don't get that same consideration. But now, again, we have to make that same tolerance for everybody else. And then we're suggested, again, to love everybody else except each other. We can't just unify. We can't just galvanize amongst ourselves. We have to include everybody else's way of life, everybody else's theology first, before we can try to rebuild the problem between Sureños and Norteños. We can't focus on that because we gotta love Africans, Somalian refugees, when we've got Haitian refugees. They get no love. Somalians get love. They got a whole database and whole United Nations that are ready to give them some support and relief. Them Haitian brothers ain't got it though. You got also 5,000 Yatas are out there in headquarters showing love to the Haitians from where he's from. We got that. That's what we got. Somalians got theirs. Let them focus on that. Let everybody else and their mama focus on that. Fine. We'll focus on us. Just don't tell us that we got to focus on them when our own people are starving. The prison systems should not look like this. They are making so much money off of us being criminals. Just like this brother here. Again, just getting meddled up in the elections. Now this brother facing 2 decades. 20 plus years for messing around with a political party that don't give a shit about him. They're not going to bail him out. They're not going to give him a lawyer. They're not going to give him good time off. There's nothing that they're going to do for him, despite him giving his life up for their political benefits, for their ideology. That's the dedication that we need in our nation to rebuild a nation that was broken down. This is what they don't understand. What was the other incident that recently happened? Not just that Brittany Rainier thing. Good?
Brother Polite.
Oh, good night. Good night. This brother, the water. Because that was the other part that I was going to bring up too. They had that brother Polite, so-called brother Polite. He claims he's African. I don't believe he's African, but if that's his truth, all right. Okay. It started with the Nubian nation. After he was in prison because he was like some Crip superior, shot somebody face off with a shotgun, did a 10-year bid, learned, read all these books and did all these studies and gained all this knowledge while he was in the pen. It came out on the streets as some revered, reformed criminal, murderer. And now he's studying under some another weirdo, Dr. York, who was convicted. What was it, back in the 80s? No, he been doing it since like the 60s as far as the records go back. But I think he was actually convicted in. Damn. Somebody look that up real quick. When was Dr. York actually convicted? It was recent. It was a more recent thing because Captain Tazariak and Captain Katazar shut him down back in like 2015 on the streets of New York. So what is it, maybe 13, 12, where Dr. York got actually convicted and pled guilty to how many counts of rape and child molestation? Like, that man never gonna see the light of day. So now, Captain Katazar. Everybody seen the videos, correct? Everybody seen the videos? Cross the line. Cross the line. Collide. Alright. So the inception of Cross the Line Radio. They thought that they was, to quote Katazar, they thought they was gonna punk Katazar. Good?
Salaki, you say early 2004.
2004. That's when he got convicted. Alright, so Dr. York got convicted 2004. Brother Pillay was still a follower of Dr. York after he had been convicted. Started his own thing called the New Covenant. Which, again, that's a weirdo thing to begin with because covenant. Everybody wants to bash the Bible about the old and the new covenant. But now he's the new covenant. I don't know. And then even that fell apart. If you would have seen some of the members and how they got dismantled also, damn, I think they called him Dr. Enki. Brother Enki, Dr. Enki. They gave him some false title. Dude is off his rocker. So Polite steps up to the camp. He gets crushed. And he gets outed as a follower of Dr. York. And Polite got in his feelings about that. Because that was his spiritual father. Eight years later, he gets convicted of some of the same charges that his spiritual father. No?
I mean, yeah.
Oh, yeah, all right. I was about to say, yeah. He gets convicted of the same charges as his spiritual father. And he was with the mother. He was in a relationship with the mother and then messes with the daughter. And he already had like 2 or 3 wives outside of that too. This could not have been the first time that he's done something like this. Just like Africa Bambaataa. That was going on for some years. And people in the community knew about that. There's nobody pressed him because he was a community figure. He was protected. He was idolized. The same thing with the politics or the politicians and community figures that you see today. That conscious community, I mean, it's been dismantled ever since the UPK hit that scene. Ever since like 2012, 2013, when we came down there in Harlem, New York, and in Philly, like we just disrupted everything. And nothing has been the same since our presence had been magnified. Since those officers and captains magnified their office, since then, nothing's been the same on the streets. Nothing's been the same in social media. Everything switched up. Everything changed. So though hand join in hand, you still got allies. You still got buddies and shit like that on Clubhouse or on Facebook or on YouTube, on Instagram and or whatever social media platform they might have out there. Nobody's gonna escape the judgment. And then what we read about how. Alright, so let me get what was the last? Rapah, what'd you have?
Ecclesiastes 12 and 13.
Alright, read that again and then it's like IR, if you could get Job 9 and 24.
Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments. That is the whole duty of man.
That's just the black and white of it. If we were to, as a community, if we were to fear God and keep his commandments, imagine how quick we could overthrow the social status of each city if we didn't. Good.
You said Job and what and what?
Job 9 and 24. Baba Shah. If as a people we didn't go to the corner store for Newports, how quick that would crush them. Slack you, sir. Take it over. Alright, slack.
Slack, get the water.
You're the boss.
Alright. Alright, so what y'all talking about?
Just kind of go over some of the issues with polite with the Proud Boys.
Yeah.
And just kind of how to galvanize each other so that when we pull our efforts towards our product, all right, so not smoking Newports, not doing drugs, not going to the corner stores, not committing crimes.
Okay.
How that be much more better for us than just that simple way of life of getting along to go along kind of theology.
Okay, the water. If I could, someone pull that scripture where it says, "Make thy enemy your footstool." Pull that. You know what I'm saying? What's the similarities that y'all know between Polite and the guy, the former leader of the Proud Boys? What's similar? Go ahead.
Well, they both don't like the Israelites. They hate the Israelites. They hate us.
Clap it up for the brother right here, man. These two brothers right here, well, I ain't say brothers, man, but I mean, they are brothers. I mean, I don't know about Polite. I don't know. He might be African. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But they came up against, you know what I'm saying, the Isupk and the Commander General Hunter, man. You know what I'm saying? The School of Prophets. You know what I'm saying? First Polite with his, we all know that famous video when Captain Zaria proved that he was a Salaki for my language, a biatch. You know what I'm saying? He had all them hardcore Africans with him, man. Them Africans don't stand a chance against Israel, man. You see what I'm saying? And the common ground is both of these groups. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about the Proud Boys really came up against us, but we did have a little debate. You know what I'm saying? Well, battle. I ain't gonna say debate, but a battle. You know what I'm saying? That of course they got crushed, and that goes to show you. You know what I'm saying? With this brother, what's his name? Torio. What's his name?
Torio.
I was just reading about him. His name was Torio or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? This brother, Commander Johnny Hunter, tried to tell this brother, you know what I'm saying, you need to leave that group. And look what happened. That brother right there is facing 22 years. 22 years in prison. You see what I'm saying? All he was a scapegoat. That's all he was. He was a scapegoat. Now the white boys, guess what they doing? Now look, what they're going to do is they're going to distance themselves from him. They're going to leave him to rot them 22 years in jail. And then guess what? They're going to move on. They're going to start, I heard this from Captain Barr. He said they're going to try to start changing a new leaf. You know what I'm saying? You know, we no longer a West Wing group, a radical group. You know, they're gonna start trying to get funds and, you know what I'm saying, from the government to do community work and stuff like that. You know, they're gonna. I'm telling you, man, it's not, like I said, man, it's not profitable to be joined on to these people, man. And that's exactly what he was on. He was joined to these groups of people. You know what I'm saying? And not in the ISUPK. Go ahead. He won't be doing 22 years right now if he was in the ISUPK, man.
Right.
He should have heeded the word of a prophet, Commander General Hunter. Go ahead.
Psalms 110 and 4.
Go ahead.
1. Make thou power words, Psalm 110 and 1.
Mm-hmm.
Thy Lord unto thy Lord.
Mm-hmm. Where you at? Someone else pick it up for him. Salagi. Go ahead, Kala.
The book of Psalms 110, verse 1, a psalm of David. The Lord said unto my Lord, sit thou at my right hand until I make thine enemies thy footstool.
See, that's, man, look, that's what the Most High told our king, man. Sit by my right hand till I make your enemies my footstool. That's what all these nations are gonna be. All these nations is gonna be under our foot. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna suffer for what they did to us. You know what I'm saying? You know how much money Polite, you know, stole from black and Hispanic people? Right. Do you understand? This man is rich and he made millions of dollars off the backs of our people. You know what I'm saying? That's what you call a shyster. That's who you call a slick talk. You know what I'm saying? When someone has a lot of, you know, speech, you know, good speech, he talk good and stuff like that. That's what you call a salesman. He's nothing but a big salesman. Go ahead.
It's like I was just gonna, if you could read that from the top again.
Okay. A psalm of David. The Lord said unto my Lord, sit thou at my right hand until I make thine enemies thy footstool.
Sit thou at my right hand until. Keep that post until. Hold that station until. Hold it down until.
That's right.
Because he's gonna make them that footstool.
Yep.
Just endure until the end. And that's echoed again, you know, later on in the New Testament.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like I just want to bring light to that point too. Like we gotta, like it's gonna be a job. We've got a task. We've got work to do. It ain't gonna be easy. We can make it easier though. But again, with that brotherhood, we can make this job a hell of a lot easier with each other.
Right.
But until, you know, hold this down until.
Right.
Endure until. It's a lot.
Man, hey, what you said was correct, man. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we gotta, you know, this is what I've heard from Captain Quad on down. Commander General Hunter said this all the way down. You gotta hold your post.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everything out here in the world is meant to take you up out of the truth. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't your family trying to do it, it's a woman. If it ain't a woman trying to do it, it's your job. If your job ain't trying to do it, it's everything in this world right here is trying to get you to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, you got to hold your post, man. You got to endure to the end. I'm paraphrasing. The scriptures say, those who endure to the end shall be saved. That's it, man. I mean, it's simple as this. Just follow orders, man. That's it. Go ahead. Read that scripture from the top. One more time.
A psalm of David. The Lord said unto my Lord, sit thou at my right hand until I make thine enemies thy footstool. Yeah,
what you said, absolutely said was correct, Amon. You know what I'm saying? Also, we can see the Lord's judgment now.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You know, It just don't make sense that this dude Polite, man. First of all, he stole millions of dollars from blacks and Hispanic people, poor people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta understand, us as a people, we're beat down. We're beat down so much. We've been beat down by the Christian church. We've been beat down by the government. We've been beat down by white people. We've been beat down by all these other nations. You know what I'm saying? We try to look for someone to be like a savior. You know what I'm saying? We looked at all these religions. We looked at people. You know, we looked at Martin Luther King. We looked at everybody. You know what I'm saying? Now here's this slick talking cat Polite come along, you know what I'm saying, with his honeyed words and beguiled everybody. Oh, the black woman is God. You know what I'm saying? First of all, you're gonna get all of the women money because women love to hear stuff like that. When you hear the black woman is God, women rush to that. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, you know what I'm saying, you just, with the words, man, you stealing money. And then now it's being brought out that you didn't, what he do, rape his daughter or something? His stepdaughter or whatever?
What kind?
You know what I'm saying? Molested, you know what I'm saying? And then, what he doing, 7 years? I think
7 years.
He's doing 7 years.
Like 10 years probation.
And 10 years probation.
Plea deal.
For plea deal?
Plea deal.
So you know what that means, right? I did it. I did it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I did it. You know what I'm saying? To get less time. Go ahead.
He was facing 61 years.
He was facing 61 years?
But he agreed to do 7 years with 10 years probation.
Man, look, I'm going to tell you right now. Go ahead.
And to pay $25,000 in restitution.
$25,000? This dude is a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? That's the wicked system. That's just the wicked system. In the righteous kingdom, that dude would have been put to death. Straight up. In the righteous kingdom. Mm-hmm. But we ain't there yet.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? So, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? The justice system gave him, he probably paid someone off. You know what I'm saying? Paid the judge to get less time. Yeah. Paid, probably some Jewish dude or something. I don't know. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's doing time, and then he's finished. You see what I'm saying? No, you good. He's finished. He's absolutely finished. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no coming back from that. You know what I'm saying? You're done. Go ahead.
Salaki, I was thinking now the Lord punishing him for he did this video.
Turn it off. Yeah, don't fight it. You all know about it.
Shooting the Bible.
He made a video about shooting the Bible?
Yeah, he actually shot the Bible.
He actually shot the Bible. Well, you see, the Lord answered him. You know what I'm saying? You just don't do stuff like that and then expect the Lord to be quiet. That's the beautiful thing about the Lord, man. What the scriptures say, I'm paraphrasing, just because judgment don't come speedily, you know what I'm saying? That's exactly what happened. So this dude shot the Bible. You know, first of all, he came up against the priests and prophets of the Lord. You stealing from the Lord's people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you doing everything in the book. You're turning our sisters to be whores. You know what I'm saying? With your words. You know what I'm saying? And then now, you shooting the Bible. The Lord's like, you know how we the scriptures say that the Lord has a cup and it's running over until you feel his wrath. That's exactly what he's doing. He's feeling his wrath. And don't tell him when he get in prison. Once they find out that he a rapist and everything and all that he a child rapist, you know what they're gonna do to that man? And then and he got locked up in Cali, right? I think he's in Cali. Go ahead.
If you got arrested in Cali,
man, I was telling this to Cap, man. Like Cali, the West Coast, they take that jail stuff serious. You know what I'm saying? The East Coast and the West Coast, the two coasts are the ones that take like the jail and extreme. And as soon as they find out, man, it's over. He might not last a week in that mug. Go ahead.
Sir, Salaki, do you want to bring out that Ecclesiastes 8 and 11?
Yeah, go ahead and read.
Ecclesiastes 8, verse 11. Because sins against an evil work is not executed speedily.
Just because, he got away, he thought he got away with doing all the BS that he was doing. Coming up against the priests and prophets. Stealing from the Lord's people. You know what I'm saying? Turning our sisters into whores. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what you're doing. You're flossing your money. You're using your words to beguile black women, and you stealing their money. You know what I'm saying? And then you not on top of that, you shooting that book right there is a relic. It's a holy item. You know what I'm saying? You just don't do that to a holy item that belongs to us, first of all, without no consequences, man. And then that was just it. The Lord said, man, look, this is probably not the end of the judgment. Being locked up is just the first part.
Right.
Go ahead.
Because sins against an evil work is not executed speedily.
Right.
Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
You see what I'm saying? While he was getting away with all the things that he was doing, it was fully set in his mind of like, man, look, ain't nothing going to happen. I'm going to shoot this Bible, ain't nothing going to happen. You see what I'm saying? Now he's eating everything that he ever did. Go ahead.
So I got a question.
Go ahead.
So he's in jail for doing unspeakable things to his daughter, right?
Yeah, I believe, yeah.
That was one of the judgments. I know that in the jail systems, most men don't play about that kind of situation.
Yeah.
So he might end up doing something else happening.
So who knows, man? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the Lord's judgment right there, man.
Okay.
That's it. Go ahead.
Find out exactly what it is that he was in there for.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, we just said that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say too, like the sheriffs in the prison.
Yeah.
Like if they know that a Polite's a gang member, they will literally set him. Like they'll put him in a cell he doesn't belong, and security they'll be betting money. You know what I mean? Who's gonna get him first?
Yep.
But it would have to be nice to get him. You know what I mean?
Someone's gonna get him. Yeah. Go ahead, Rupa.
Salaki is woman girl. His wife, daughter, not his daughter.
Well.
I mean, either way, I don't mean to speak out.
Yeah, go ahead.
But either way, like they.
Simple fact that you just doing that period.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, look, we just talked about it. You know what I'm saying? The righteous kingdom, you'll be put to death.
Of course.
You see what I'm saying? Who knows? Hey, you know, but yeah. Who had that scripture? That was the end of that scripture right there?
Yes, it was, son.
Yeah, man. I mean, look. Tell you right now, we got to pay attention to what's going on. Go ahead.
One scripture I was going to offer prior to, but bringing more of the information out too. So like, and again, he was I don't know how big of a celebrity he was in different communities. I know in our side of it, we're familiar with him just because of the battles that the captains have had with them,
right?
And his prominence in that
right.
school of thought that he was in,
right?
So with him being still kind of a public figure, that's going to put a target on him anyway. Right. But Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 verse 13, who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh with wild come nigh wild beasts? Yeah, like he been playing with fire. Yeah, this entire goddamn time.
Like you know what that scripture. You know how you see like these devils. You know, white man go back around dangerous animals, lions and whatnot, or you know what I'm saying, oh, this is a beauty. They get closer one night and closer. Oh, we see a big bear. Look, you know what I'm saying. What about that dude that died, the Crocodile Dundee dude? You know what I'm saying? You going around alligators and dangerous animals. You know what I'm saying? And then he finally met his match with that stingray. That's exactly what the scripture said, man. You know, that's what polite, man. You know, who gonna pity a charmer? You know, that get bit by the snake. If you know what a charmer is, like, you know, I believe the Arabs do that. You know what I'm saying? They play the little flute, and the snake comes up and the snake start dancing while you playing this. You know what I'm saying? The flute. Like, you know, what if he doing it and the snake bite his ass? You know what I'm saying? I mean, say who gonna feel sorry? Ain't nobody gonna feel sorry. You around snakes. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Me personally, I'm staying far away from snakes. I'm staying far away from lions. If I see a lion across the street, you know, so I'm not going to be sitting there trying to pull out my phone and record this lion. My first mind was like, let me get far away from this lion as possible. You know, so not because I'm scared, but it just makes sense. This is an animal. You know what I'm saying? He don't think like I think. You see what I'm saying? Yep. First thing he gonna think is meal. He gonna see man. he gonna look at me and look like a juicy steak. You know what I'm saying? But shit, yeah. But yeah, drop that. But yeah, man, I gotta start paying attention, man, to what's going on. You know what I'm saying? We got, the Proud Boys. You got Polite. What the Lord is doing is He's cleaning it all up. It ain't gonna be no one to stand against the truth now. You know what I'm saying? All that's next is IUIC, man. Go ahead.
Salaki, sir, would you say this is like signs at a time? Is giving us signs they going
absolutely
down when we come together.
Absolutely. Because all these other people, look, they think, that, you know what I'm saying, that this truth is BS. This truth is real. Everything that we saying out of our mouths is real. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else laughing and everything, but what we saying come to pass. The Lord is on our side, man.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
And you just don't play around with stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if these brothers realized how dangerous the truth really was, they won't be doing the things they was doing. You won't be coming up against the ISUPK under Commander Juliana. You know what I'm saying? And I guarantee you, IUIC is next. You know what I'm saying? What IUIC do, they use their numbers to try to intimidate and try to bully. You see what I'm saying? But clearly they don't know anything about the scriptures. The Lord never dealt. The Lord don't. You know what I'm saying? Numbers don't mean nothing to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? It was a time where Israel was going to war, and then Israel had too many men to fight. The Lord said, "Send them home. Send some of them home." And then He just kept sending men home, sending men home, sending men home. You know what I'm saying? Until it's a nice sizable number where the Lord get the credit for the battle. Because if you're in the army and you're fighting, everybody gonna be like, well, you won because you got big numbers, you got large numbers. So the Lord, man, He trimmed all the numbers down by like half, like more than half. Go ahead.
Saki, sir. We just had a movie 300, like a depiction of that. They only had 300 men.
Man, that's exactly. If 300 men fight and beat 1 million men, who you gonna get that credit to? The Most High gets all that credit. You know what I'm saying? How could 300 men survive an onslaught of 1 million men? You know what I'm saying? That's the type of numbers. You know what I'm saying? That's how the Lord works. Numbers don't mean nothing. You see what I'm saying? All you doing is just proving that y'all not in the truth. That's all y'all doing. Y'all just proving that, you know what I'm saying, y'all wicked. Y'all the wicked niggas, man. Y'all the Sadducees and Pharisees that Christ was against back in the ancient times, man. Y'all them same individuals. You know what I'm saying? Y'all the same individuals that, didn't want to follow Christ. You know what I'm saying? He came on the scene, y'all still wanted to do what y'all wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? So, man, it's only a matter of time before the Lord smash them. And make make them our footstools. You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
So, man, it is what it is. Let me see, what else, man? This the time to be, y'all should be going through the news, you know what I'm saying, throughout the whole week, and then we should be talking about it right here and then. What y'all been seeing on the news? Come on, man. Go ahead.
They mad at that, sorry, sir.
Uh-huh.
They mad at that one, the track star, because she want to talk to them. They interviewed her, white didn't want to talk to her, now she want to talk to them. Everybody mad. She want to her people only.
What's her name? Shakara? Shakara?
Yeah.
Man,
they talk about her like, they mad at her because she want to talk to them.
Man, I'm going to tell you right now, what's going on the earth. It's a big shift going on in the earth right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, blacks and Hispanics and natives, they waking up and they realizing, man, like, the white man is the devil. That's what they realize. They realize, man, in fact, let me just stick to our own people. You know what I'm saying? Because before, we didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? But now, we starting to understand it's more beneficial to just be amongst us. You see what I'm saying? We're going to go back, it's going to eventually go back to them times where it's it's segregation.
Right.
We're gonna go back to them times, man, where white people can't come over here, man.
Right.
You cross this territory, it's over with for you. And likewise with them. You see what I'm saying? But segregation is the only way where we gonna prosper. Only way, because Martin Luther King said you should be joined to everybody. We lost everything. The only way to get that back is to practice what they practice. They practice white supremacy. You see what I'm saying? Which is why, look, they use white supremacy and they use their brotherhood to keep us down, keep us at the bottom of the totem pole. But we got to just do the same. They don't understand. You know what their mistake is? Their mistake is, you know what I'm saying, using us to run America. So once we wake up and we realize the white man's the devil and we just do our own thing and just get mixing our own infrastructure, start building up our houses and our families and you know, and our businesses and employing only blacks, Hispanics, and natives, that's going to, man, topple that whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Hold on real quick. I think Billy Kanai, you was next. Go ahead.
I guess some lady had got hit in the face with a brick.
Oh, man. I've seen that, man. I've seen that. You know what I'm saying? At first, I saw the video where she was crying first. That she got hit by a video, you know what I'm saying, with the, you know, by the dude or whatever the case for not getting a number. I'm like, man, come on, man. That's some punk stuff right there, man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't a real man for that. Until I saw 2 other videos after that one. I seen a video where she was talking about, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying, lesbians, you know what I'm saying, they the protectors, they the providers, you know what I'm saying, they protect the black community and blah, blah, blah. She's saying lesbians. So I'm sitting there looking like, huh? Okay. You know what I'm saying? And then the next video I watched is she say something to this white man, like blah, 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 and she slapped him across the face. And then she walked off and started twerking. And I'm like, huh, the lesbians are the protectors, huh? You see what I'm saying? What she should have did, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, all of this, like, the Lord is going to laugh in your face. She got done talking about how lesbians are the protectors. She's vouching for homosexuality. You know what I'm saying? She rather clearly she hate men. Clearly she hate men. You know what I'm saying? You hate men, but you expect these same men that you was just bashing, talking about how women are the protectors and the providers. You know what I'm saying? You expect these same men to come to your rescue when you're a damsel in distress? Nah. I made a post the other day. I said, man, look, I'm not about to risk my life or defend whores or whores behavior. Salaki. Hey, Shalom, members of B'thai, sir. Yeah, kind of, oops, sir. I have a man going up there to open the door, sir. Right. Yeah, Shalom. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to be protecting no whores, man. My life, I'll give my life and protect righteous women. You know what I'm saying? Women like Donna, like Zamra, like Michelle. You know what I'm saying? Women like Marakapov, man. I would happily give my life for those sisters, man. That's right. You know why? Because they keep the laws, man. They do what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you won't be seeing them on those streets twerking or talking about homosexuality, talk about lesbianism. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not about to, man, look. She deserved that. You know what I'm saying? It was sad the way, you know, how it happened, but she deserved it. You know what I'm saying? Someone had to smack some sense into her. The Lord smacked the sense into her. The Lord used that brother and smacked sense. Literally a big old, she got a big old bubble on her face, man. That's sense. Yeah. Smack sense right into her right there, man. Like now, maybe, you know, you'll think. Maybe she'll think, man. Maybe you do need men. Maybe men are necessary. You know what I'm saying? You making your whole life about women and everything, and then on top of that, keep your hands to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you slap the dude for what? For trying to get your number? Trying to talk to you? You know what I'm saying? Where the women at? Why the women that come to your rescue? You know what I'm saying? Why the women ain't, you know what I'm saying, form a shield wall behind you and, you see what I'm saying? Nah. You see what I'm saying? What up? I think you had your hand up before him. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, a lot of these whores, you know what I mean, is getting us killed. Like, we're dying over these whores. You know what I mean? Because, like, the girl, her behavior was getting us killed, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? And that's exactly what happens. Something happened to her, she go around, well, look at all the men. All these men just watched them throw a brick at me. That was the wisest things those brothers did. They don't know the situation. They don't know if you was dealing with this dude or what. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on. I mean, there's so much factors. There's so much that we don't know. You know what I'm saying? And most women don't tell you what's going on. She could have, you know what I'm saying, stole some drugs from the plug, and then, you know, she's crying for help, and then y'all, you know, I'm not saying y'all, but, you know, the brothers is rushing to her defense, not knowing that she done stole 5 pounds of marijuana from the plug, and now the plug after her, and then, help, he's trying to kill me. I mean, it happens like that. I personally know people. Salam, sir.
Alright, what we on?
Well, sir, we was just talking about a few things. We was talking about the ex-leader of the Proud Boys. We was talking about Polite. We was talking about the chick that got hit in the head with a brick.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we was talking about quite a few things. So and we was also talking about, I missed one, didn't we? So, I think that was it. So far, that's what we talked about. Go ahead.
What was the last talking about?
We was just talking about the chick that got hit in the head with the brick.
Alright, don't sweat. Give me Ecclesiasticus chapter 26. And my bad. Ecclesiasticus chapter 26. Let's go there real quick. You gotta understand, man. A lot of our, and give me the scripture where it says you have to bow their heads when they're young. I gotta find that. All of this stems from the Christian church. You understand? The Christian church be the reason why your children end up like this. You understand? Any ice anywhere? No sweat. That's why the any sodas. Let me get a water too if I could, please. You're looking at the Christian church, man. They are the reason. I'm just blaming it on the Christian church. The reason why Polite did what he did is because of the Christian church.
Right.
The reason why IUIC does what they do is because of the Christian church.
Right.
The reason why that woman got that brick on the side of her head is because of the Christian church.
Right.
You know, what else happened in the earth we was talking about? I'll take some of that, please. You had a couple, I think you had one more topic.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
That one that that one say he African. What's this? Polite.
Uh-oh. Give me Ecclesiasticus chapter 7 and 23. That's what I wanted. But no. You can give me 25 first. Go down to 25 and let me see where I need it from. Ecclesiasticus chapter 25. Actually, no. Let me see. Give me 26. I'm sorry.
Ecclesiastes chapter 26, 7 and 26.
Nope. Give me Ecclesiasticus chapter 26, and then give me verse. Let me see. Boom. Where we at? Damn, you can start at
This whole chapter, huh?
Man. Come on, man.
Well, give me that scripture also, man. I think it is Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and 26. Where it's talking about a clamorous woman.
Let me see.
Give me that, and then whoever got Ecclesiastes chapter 26. Start at verse 1.
You talk about Proverbs 9 and 13.
Is that the one?
Foolish woman is clamorous.
Yes, that one.
Okay. You read that one first?
Yeah, read that one first.
All right, this is Proverbs chapter 9, verse 13. A foolish woman is clamorous.
Now, everybody saw. I wish we had the technology together right now tonight to show those videos. There was a before and then there was an after video with this sister.
Right.
She was all up in some devil face, slapped him. She was out there acting a fool, like, you understand?
Right.
Showing up butt, whatever blouse she had on, you could see straight through it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Shaking a butt in the street, and you know what I'm saying? Just out there, exactly how the Lord say that a wicked woman would be.
Right.
Go ahead.
God.
Because now that we know that, now the other video where she was like, "Oh, why would anybody do this to me? I don't do nothing to nobody." That was a front. That was the polite shuffle.
Right.
That's what that was. Cause polite, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Salaki, sir. They said she always do this for like a GoFundMe, something like that. Said she did this before back in 2020.
She's a GoFundMe whore. That's the polite shuffle. I'm gonna tell you how it's the polite shuffle. Polite celebrated the night before his freedom. They dropped all the charges. They ain't pressing no charges. Wake up the next day, he copped out to a plea for rape and sexual assault and misconduct and lewd acts with a damn minor. That's her. Why would anybody hit me with a brick? I didn't do nothing to nobody. Meanwhile, there's video of her slapping the man.
Right.
And shaking her butt in the middle of the street about it.
Right.
Everybody praised it in, didn't it? Oh, somebody was like, damn, she had a fat.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Slugger said she said she ain't hurt nobody. You did. You hurted your mom, your dad, your family.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? She probably whoever close to you. If you got kids, you hurted your kids.
Everybody around her. What she did is her reputation now. That's her reputation. Nobody in the world knew who she was. Really, she viral for being a slut.
Right.
That somebody hit in the face with a brick. I mean, what did you expect to happen? You can't be out here like that, man. And our sisters need to get it together. So, the Bible say that type of woman is what?
Clamorous.
She's clamorous. What does the word clamorous mean? Go ahead, Kananya.
Ignorant or stupid.
No.
Slugger, sir.
Go ahead, you got it.
Kanawaka. This is the definition for the word clamorous. Making a loud and confused noise.
She's a loud mouth broad out. That's what it is. This woman is loud. Everything she do. Anybody ever seen those? I know it's hard because you see sisters like my sister Diana. Give her a hand. Sisters like my ribs, armor. You know what I'm saying? Sisters like Kananya's rib, Michelle. Give them a hand. Sisters like all of the sisters in Israelite School of UPK. You understand? You see those sisters like Morocco Pop. How could I forget about Morocco Pop? You see them all the time. Because you're in a world that's called the kingdom of heaven. But when you look outside that world, you know what you see? A loudmouth bitch who won't ever be quiet. Right. Everything she does is loud.
Right. From
what she says, she even walk hard. Anybody ever seen a woman just walk hard for no damn reason? She walk hard. Like she's stumping every damn where she go. She closed the door. Boom. Loud. Go ahead.
I was gonna say her switch is out of control.
The switch is out of control for sure. Everything she does is loud. She got to have the loud hair on her head, so she got to have the blonde wig, the blue wig, the gray wig, the yellow wig, the red wig, the purple wig, the lime green wig. All these things that she got, everything she does is just loud.
Right.
Everything she does is loud.
Right.
So, I mean, man, she got a breast out. You understand? When I say a breast out, I mean what you can see, what she got on, you can see through. That's loud. It draws attention just like a horn. You understand? You blow the shapar, it's gonna draw attention to you. What they wear out there draws attention to her. So she just a loud, clamorous person. Go ahead.
Khan. She is simple.
Oh wait. Somebody give me an example of simple. Simple things women do. Go ahead.
She's basic.
Well, yeah, basic. It's very basic to be in the streets dressed like that, and because you want attention, you shaking your behind in the streets. That's simple as hell. If you want good attention, there's negative attention and there's positive attention. That's a negative attention.
Right.
Because really, only thing people want to do with her is have sex with her. Nobody's ever trying to marry her unless you a simp. You gotta be a simple cat that want to marry that.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying a lot of brothers don't think she look good, but will you marry that? No, because you don't want to come home to some loudmouth bitch who will hit you when she feel like she got the right to. She did it to the devil, didn't it? If a black woman will slap a white man like that in the street out, what you think she gonna do to you at home?
Right.
Go ahead.
Slocky, sir. I think she Somalian.
Man, she thinks she black. She thinks she a nigga in America. You understand? That's what she think. You see how she behaving, right?
Right.
Them Somalians never dressed like that.
Right.
Who made it fashionable to do sins in America? Who did? Go ahead, Ayar.
Israel.
Israel did. Back when we was wearing suits, everybody wore suits. Remember back to the zoot suits, right?
Yeah.
Y'all remember that? Blacks and Hispanics was wearing them zoot suits. Everybody was wearing them. Right? So we started wearing our hat to the back. Everybody started doing that. We started wearing the headbands, you know what I'm saying, outside, like Nelly and them back in the day, with the throwback jerseys. Everybody do that. You put on a tall tee. Everybody doing that. You wear a blue flag or red flag. Everybody doing that. We just set the standard. So just because she's Somalian, I grew up in the projects. It was Somalians in the projects, and you know what they was doing? What we did. They didn't do what Somalians did. As kids, they did. They had to have their hair covered up and all that. By the time we was teenagers, the Somalian girls out here dressing with the Daisy Dukes on, no head wrap, long hair coming down and all that. That's how they wanted to be like you sisters in the ghetto. Now, on the better note, before I even lose that, you see those Arabic women, those Muslim Arabic women who cover their head up. They got the hadith everywhere. They dress, the East Indian women, they go get their own materials, make their own dresses. It be beautiful garments, and they cover their head. That's them remembering how black and Hispanic women were back in the days. So they're gonna emulate that and imitate that, so that they can get the glory that black women and Hispanic women used to have. Nowadays, black women, Native Indian women, and Hispanic women do not care. They want attention. Who taught them that? The Christian church. With the praise dancing and the hallelujah and the shouting. Who could shout the hardest? You saw it in Boys in the Hood, right?
Yeah.
Excuse me. That's right, Boys in the Hood. You seen the, what's it, Boys in the Hood? Don't be a menace to society while drinking your juice in the hood in South Central LA. That's what they was doing. You see how one side of the church, the grandma, when she was doing the dancing, and the other one was like, oh, that ain't nothing, sucker. Get the dancing. They having a shout contest. It's a shout bout. That's what you used to call it down in the South. They're going to have a shout bout.
Right.
Bruh, it's attention.
Yeah.
And then whatever you can do to get the attention, that's what you do. So, that's what she does. A clamorous woman does that. Right? Read.
Okay. She is simple.
She's very simple.
And knoweth nothing.
Meaning she ain't heavy. She's basic. You ever heard back in the 70s be like, that's heavy, man. Meaning that's deep. There's nothing deep about her. She's simple. You know what she gonna do. So why even stick your rod in her? You know she gonna put you on child support.
Right.
Why stick your rod in that? She's simple. Basic. She not heavy. She ain't gonna be like, oh man, let's make some businesses. Let's do this. And she don't know nothing. If she knew anything, she would not be in the streets like that. The world sees a black woman. You understand? Even though we know that's a heathen, that's a Somalian. but the world sees a black woman. Why? Because she carries herself like a so-called African American or Negro woman.
Right.
That's how she carried herself.
It's like it. So,
Go ahead.
I mean, if I could, so, you know, if she's Somalian, she just got a little small portion of what it tastes like to be a nigga. Just a little small portion. You know what I'm saying? Like she's doing all the things that, you know, gets her attention like a black woman. But when it's now, you know what I'm saying, when the negative portion gets smacked in the head by, you know, probably it was by a brother. You know what I'm saying?
Because she probably thought she was gonna come up and slap her brother.
Probably.
I mean, and she lied about being not hurt nobody in the first place. So I don't believe none of her story after that.
Right.
She said, "Oh, dude didn't like that I dissed him." I don't believe that. I believe she hit another man, probably the wrong man, thought he was a Somalian man. It was a nigga from the ghetto. Where they was at? Where would that video take place at anyway? Anybody know? Raise your hand.
Look like New Orleans.
Kind of look like that. It kind of look like New Orleans, but who knows? Either way it go, you know, for her to come out dressed like that, she trying to attract some niggas. She ain't trying to attract no devils. She trying to attract niggas. The same people that be like, I don't want no niggas, really dress to attract them.
Right.
It's just dumb. So, you know, that's what she get. That's how I look at it. I wish the Lord would have did something worse to her.
Right.
That's just me. Now, I don't advocate for men hitting women. Don't get it twisted. But when you put yourself in a situation where you behaving like a man to a man, you're going to get what a man going to get, man. You can't just go around hitting people like that. And society is teaching women that it's okay for them to abuse men. And it's not okay because real men aren't going to sit back and just let you abuse them. You're going to get a brick upside your head. She had the Willy Lump. You understand? It looked like a piece of charcoal on the side of her face. Go ahead.
So you know that villain on Batman, Two-Face?
Oh, man, double face chinnies.
She had a face on her face. You know what I'm saying?
You could have drew eyes, a nose, and a frown on that joint. That was a whole nother person coming out the side of her head.
Right.
That's what happens when you put yourself. If you're a woman, any woman, I don't give a damn what race woman you are. If you're a woman, it's wise for you to stay in a woman's place. When you put yourself out there as a man, you get what men get. That's just it. Imagine if a man came up to you and slapped you. What you gonna do to him? You gonna turn your cheek like the Christians say? I mean, Christ did say turn the other cheek, but that was a metaphor about black on black and black on brown crime as a whole. Wars between tribes. That's what that was about. It didn't have nothing to do with if a man literally came and slapped you in your face. Bruh, you just did the crime right here in my face. Now I can see if you slap me in the face, I'll let you walk away. Then later on, I want to come back and do something to you because now I finally got some courage. That's usually what happens when you get some drink in you. Get the courage, and you really can't fight no way. That's why you let them slap you. Kawal, don't be letting nobody slap you out here. Right? Don't let nobody slap you out here, man.
Oh man, ain't gonna have that.
You know what I'm saying? He said, I ain't having that. He gonna pull out that 38. You know them old niggas got 38s. I know you got that 38. Oh, that 357. You know what I'm saying? Them old niggas got them revolvers, boy.
Long barrel.
Right? They don't blur on the class like that, but long barrel. He ain't lying. Pull out the long barrel like the Joker gun. He gonna shoot you like John Wayne. Go fire, then check on you when you shot.
It's like you said.
Go ahead.
Go on like non-violence.
non-violent.
I ain't trying to go back.
But nah, man, on a whole nother note, man. You sisters, man, all women out there, stay in your place as a woman. There is a place for a woman. And the place for a woman is in the kitchen. There you go. You take Yeah. I bet that woman wish she was in the kitchen that night. Bet she wish she was in the kitchen. What you think? There ain't no bricks in the kitchen to get hit in the head with.
Right.
Am I making this up, Bob? There's no strange men in your kitchen. Shouldn't be. No strange men in your kitchen. That there's a man in your kitchen that loves you and nurtures you, will take care of you, and appreciate everything that you do for him in this earth. Now, am I saying that women, am I being, what they call us, male chauvinistic? Am I being that? No, I'm just telling you, there's a place for women to be where they thrive at, and then there's a place that she should not be where she's going to die at, perhaps. You want to be in your comfort zone, then stay. Now, a wicked woman shouldn't be out there like that. A righteous woman, they know how to conduct themselves. They gonna stay away from all of that. They don't want to be in the crowd with their butt all out, shaking it and twerking it. It's not what they want to do, so they won't even be in that scene. But nevertheless, the objective to understand here is that this type of woman is a wicked woman. She's clamorous. She's what else? Simple. So she's loud. She's simple, meaning she's the opposite of heavy. She's not deep. Go ahead. And knoweth nothing. Go ahead. Verse 14. For she sitteth at the door of her house on a seat in the high places of the city. Why? Why did the scripture say that? Go ahead.
So like it, sir. So she see what's going on. I don't know. So you can see the activities going on.
Oh no. Go ahead.
So like looking for something to get into.
Nope. I already said it earlier. Go ahead.
To be seen.
Give him a hand. What did it say she does? For she sitteth at the door of her house on a seat.
On a what?
On a seat.
Go ahead.
In the high places.
In the what?
High places. Of the city.
Of the what?
Of the city.
That's the point. She wants to be seen. She wants to sit in the high places of the city. Attention. Go ahead.
It's like an only thing that on the fan a little bit.
No. Go ahead.
Keep reading, sir.
Yes.
Verse 15. To call passengers who go right on their ways. Verse 16. Whoso is simple. Let him turn in hither.
Yeah. Whoever simple people are attracted to these kind of women for what she look like, for the attention, what she wears. You know that there's a attire for a harlot, right?
Oh God.
And they want all the attention. You're simple if you turn into where she's at. Meaning if you give yourself into her, you're simple. And then this is what's gonna happen, read.
And as for him that wanteth understanding, and as for him that wanteth understanding, she saith to him, verse 17, stolen waters are sweet.
Say what?
Stolen waters are sweet.
Yeah, what does that mean? Who knows? Stolen waters are sweet.
Meaning the act she gives for somebody else is sweet. Meaning it is delightful.
You down with OPP? Go ahead.
It's something got to do with something don't belong to her. I hear the metaphor. I can't put it. Something don't belong to her is good. It's like you said, other people's property. So
You know, they put it in songs today where rappers say they always want to have sex with another man's woman. Why? There was a rapper some years ago that was having sex with another man's woman. The man came in there and smoked him. Smoked him. What's this dude's name, man? He was in Atlanta. He got smoked in there having sex with another man's woman. Everybody want OPP, other people's property. They say in the world that ain't no box like the box of somebody else's. Another man's box ain't nothing like that. They like the thrill. They so wicked. The demon on them makes the thrill out of sneaking and having sex. It's like a thrill. You know what I'm saying? They get a high out of it. This is what this woman's saying.
man, it's the best. Come get some of this water. The best water is the water that don't belong to you. That's a demon. It's a temptation. Now, who say anybody in this room ain't never been there before? But obviously, men in the Israelite school of PK, we don't put ourselves in situations. Why? I mean, the first thing you do when I see y'all at the club, we out at the club, first thing you saying in the woman's ear, hey, you got a husband. Man, no, she don't got a husband. She got 7 of them. You understand? She don't have a husband. She got husbands. She down with OPP too. She want you to get it and everybody else gonna get it. It was him last week. You're this week's. And then there's gonna be another man next week and another man next week.
Right.
You understand? Brother, don't fall for the trap. She's trapping him. And whoever falls for the trap, that's when child support comes. Because whoever get her pregnant out, you're done. Read on. I mean, I use this scripture for child support too. Go ahead.
Kana wakana. And bread eateth in secret is pleasant.
Go ahead.
Verse 18. But he knoweth not that the dead are there.
He knoweth what?
Not that the dead are there.
This is how you die. You get trapped like this, man. That's why it's important for y'all. Don't be so sprung off of some broad you don't know that you met at the club. Don't be just so sprung off of nothing like that. You're what we call a mark. Some mark. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're the mark. Right. It was a whole plot to get you to be in the position where somebody can come in and rob you out. You understand? Go ahead, read.
Kana wakana. And that her guests are in the depths of hell.
Yeah, everybody that came to visit her is dead out. They're in a low place. They either beat down to the floor on child support or they dead in the ground. Is there any more on that?
All
right, now give me the one in Ecclesiasticus. Alright. Let's talk about real women. Let's talk about real women and then we'll talk about some more wicked women. Since we on the topic, and y'all been asking me to talk about women, so
Yeah.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
You got the scripture?
Yeah, I got the scripture.
Go ahead.
Was our one?
Yeah, start with 1.
Ecclesiasticus 26, verse 1. Blessed is the man that hath a virtuous wife.
Stop. Now, whenever you see commas and quotations and stuff like that, pause, all right?
Gotcha.
So, blessed is the man that has a virtuous wife. What's a virtuous wife? Go ahead. Ecclesiasticus, chapter 26, verse 1. That's in the Apocrypha. Go ahead.
Like a good wife wants to obey her husband.
Nope.
That ain't.
Ezekiel, I know you know. I know you know. Go ahead.
A woman that follows the Most High?
No. Yes and no. Alright. Go to Proverbs chapter 30 and 31. And chapter 31 and 30. Man, y'all don't even know what a virtuous wife is. What y'all out here looking for? I don't understand it. Proverbs 31 and start at verse 10.
Come, so I have it.
Go ahead.
This is Proverbs chapter 31, verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman?
Stop. Somebody find me the definition of virtuous. You have the definition?
Concept.
Go ahead.
Virtuous is an adjective. It's having or showing high moral standards.
Okay. Any more definitions?
There's another one. It's chaste.
Chaste.
Chaste. Slack.
Alright, well, give me the biblical definition of this type of woman. Put biblical definition. I'm sorry? You Yeah. Yeah, Diana, give her a hand. fact. Raised by Commander Junior Hunter. That's where you find them at. You find them in the school in here. This one is taken, all right? There's more where she came from. There's a large pool of virtuous women that are single and able to get some fire to them. Go ahead.
It says morally good.
Okay, fine. We'll take it. Morally good. We'll take that. This woman has the ability to know right from wrong over a lot of other women. Okay, this woman is more instructed well, right? You got women who act off of their instincts and emotions and how they feel, and then you have women who are more morally sound, who actually take a second to think about what they look like when they make this move or make a decision. You see what I'm saying? How they're portrayed. They're more conscious, heady, you know what I'm saying, about their reputation and their husband's reputation or father's reputation or the reputation of the nation of Israel, right? Those type of women. Well, this is the kind of woman that the Bible is about to talk about. And a virtuous woman who is really morally sound understands her role as a woman. And here's what a virtuous woman's role is. And listen, I mean, I taught a class one time about this. Zeke, you remember? I told him, give your check over to your husband. Your husband should decide what happens with your funds. Your funds are his. Go ahead.
Is there a scripture on that?
I'm about to get into him. He trying to go break a bank. I'm gonna get into it. Just ride with me. Just slow ride with me. All right. All right. So, who can find a virtuous woman? Read. Who was reading the Bible? Anybody was reading the Bible just a second ago? No. Somebody else is reading, not you. Was it you? All right, no sweat. Let somebody else out there read, Ezekiel. You've been reading for so long. Go ahead, young trooper. I almost called him young man. Y'all seen how he looked up at me?
No, Ecclesiastes 20. Go to Ecclesiastes.
No, Proverbs 31 and verse 10. Kananya, you read. Proverbs 31 and verse 10. Proverbs is right before Psalm. Right after Psalm, I meant.
Proverbs 31.
Yes, please. Verse 10. I'm just trying to see how quick y'all can navigate through these words. Munga Bar, you good over there?
Come.
They done worked you to sleep?
Not yet.
Okay. You look very tired. Go ahead.
Well, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 31 and verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman?
That's hard. It's hard. What this is really saying, it's hard to find a virtuous woman. The light? Yes, please. I don't know why it ain't on. I felt like it was a little dark in here. Ain't no thing. Go ahead. Who can find a virtuous woman? That's Quaker English for who can find a virtuous woman. Alright, I mean, can you find one? It's hard to find one. That's basically what it's saying. It's hard to find a virtuous woman. Go ahead.
For her price is far above rubies.
Here you are thinking that diamonds was the most precious stone on the earth. But really, rubies are. They're more rare than diamonds. Meaning it's harder to find rubies than it is. It's more difficult to mine rubies than it is diamonds. Diamonds, they making them in the lab now. They lab grown. You find diamonds in the lab, but rubies, it's hard to do that. Go ahead.
Verse 11.
Verse 11.
The heart of her husband doeth safely trust in her.
Meaning the heart of her husband does. That's where you get the word does from doth. Doth means does. Same thing. It's just Quaker English for does. Well, her husband has peace of mind about this woman. He don't have to worry about nothing because she takes care. She's a helpmeet to him, a good help to him. He don't have to worry about the dishes. He ain't got to worry about the laundry. He ain't got to worry about none of that stuff Adam had to worry about before he got married. You understand? Go ahead.
So that he shall have no need of spoil.
He can't lose. Go ahead.
Verse 12. She will do him good.
What?
She will do him good.
This is what righteous women do. Righteous women do you good. Go ahead.
And not evil.
And not what?
And not evil.
Uh-huh.
All the days of her life.
When she's happy.
All the days of her life.
Only when she's ready.
All the days of her life.
It sounds like this woman is married. How long?
All the days of her life.
She's married all the days of her life. So was there divorce in the beginning? No. No, there wasn't. This is all the days of her life. Go ahead.
Verse 13. She seeketh wool.
She seeketh what?
She seeketh wool.
Uh-huh.
And flax.
Uh-huh.
And worketh willingly.
Worketh angrily.
Worketh willingly.
Worketh what's another word?
Conditionally.
No, yeah, conditionally.
Worketh willingly.
Go ahead.
With her hand.
With her what?
With her hand.
So basically, she's willing to do hard work, right? Ayar?
What does it mean when it says on verse 12, she will do him good? What's
Okay, you tell me.
I don't know.
Let's talk about it. You ever had a woman? So, and that's not, I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you at all. But have you ever had a good woman?
Yeah, they don't exist. I don't know.
What?
I mean, maybe back in the days.
Where he at? I live in Westworld. Where you live?
I'm just keeping it a buck.
Man, no, you're not.
I'm just saying.
Okay, maybe on your experiences,
Yeah.
right? So what pool are you pulling from? You talk about women in the world, or you talking about actual women?
Actual women.
Because you said they don't exist. They do exist. They definitely exist. I'm gonna go home to one tonight. You understand? They exist, dog. They're rare, but they exist. That's like you never had a ruby before in your life, have you? You've had a ruby before?
No, nah.
But does that mean that they don't exist?
Nah.
They definitely exist. You just didn't have one.
Right.
So, yes.
So what is it for? What is it talking about here? Like the good that she's doing?
All right. Here's the good that she's doing. It's going to talk about it all down here. That's what we're about to get into right now. This is the good. All right? We're going to talk about all the good. It's about to go right into that, doing him good all of her life. Sis?
I was going to give him a couple of examples of doing him good.
Well, I'm sure the Bible is about to give it to him. You know what I'm saying? Well, first of all, the first good thing that it's talking about, go ahead.
Worketh willingly with her hands.
That's the first thing. She worketh willingly with her hands. She goes out and looks for the things she needs to work willingly with. You understand? This type of woman, you ain't got to put her on her feet. She's going to go out and get what it takes to put herself on her feet. For guess what? For you. Ain't that good? Hey, G. Tap him. Ain't that good? Is that good? So, this type of woman, when it says she seeketh wool, and flax, and worketh willingly with her hands, this is your equivalency of she goes out, finds a way to start a business. AG. That's the equivalency. You understand? AG, go put some water on your face, huh? Alright, go ahead.
Verse 14. She is like the merchant's ships.
Let's find out what a merchant's ship does. What does a merchant's ship do? Go ahead, Ayar.
Bring in goods.
It brings in goods. Go ahead. That's it?
I mean, well, I was gonna say, like, they bring in goods, they sell, they trade,
Yeah.
all of that.
Importing, exporting. It's a business. She's like the merchant's ships. Go ahead.
So she's making money, right?
Yeah, she's making bread. Merchants' ships make bread. You understand? She has enough product to make money. That's what merchant ships do. They got a whole lot of product. And when a merchant ship arrives to a bay and to a dock, everybody's happy. Want to know why? Because there's no telling what goods this merchant ship has on it. That's how your wife is. That's how her business is. When people see your wife and her business, they are happy to see her because they know she coming with something that they needed. You understand? Go ahead.
She bringeth her food from afar.
Did it say that you go get her food?
She bringeth her food from afar.
So, brother, time out. You mean to tell me this woman goes shopping for food, right?
Come good.
Is that a good thing for you? Could you do other things besides going to the grocery store, Rock?
Come good.
Just remember what the scripture said. This is talking about a woman whose husband can safely trust in her. Well, would you like to have a woman that loves you go and grocery shop for you instead of you going to the grocery store? She knows what you want to eat. She knows what you want to eat just like you know what you want to eat. So she gonna go get it for you. Didn't that save you some time? Is that a good thing? Because what could you be doing with that time?
Doing something else.
Like,
Walk of the Lord.
give him a hand. Now he's getting what a one West wife looks like. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 15. She riseth also while it is yet night.
What does that mean, y'all? Go ahead, trooper.
So like you said, she gets up early in the morning.
She get up early in the morning. Even though it's the morning time, guess what? It still look like it's nighttime. 4:30, 5:30 in the morning. It's still dark outside, right? That's when she getting up. She ain't waiting for everybody else to get up. She is the early bird. And you know what you did last night? You was in a council until 12 o'clock. Like you might be tonight. We got camp council tonight. An emergency camp. I know. Emergency camp council tonight. It's going to be like this, Aki. Until we can get this joint moving how it needs to be moved. That's all. So welcome to the work of the Lord. But wouldn't it be well to have a wife who, while you're in council, she done already went and shopped for you your groceries. By the time you get home, you coming into the house and you eating the best, fried chicken, tacos, give me something else, steak. You know what I mean? The best lamb plates. You know what I'm saying? She got venison on the stove with some jasmine rice on the side. You know what I mean? Nice sandwich. Ain't nothing like a woman who can make a sandwich. Shoot. The way your woman make your sandwich out, the way she make your sandwich determines how much she reveres you. If your wife is giving you a piece of bread with some mustard on one side and with mustard on both sides, a piece of meat, some cheese, and then slapped it together and gave you a bag of chips, brother, you better really search her soul and find out if she really for you or not. Facts. Because I'm telling you right now, my one West wife makes the best sandwiches to me on the planet. She chop everything up in that joint. I get a stack of meat, freaking the best cheese you can buy from the market. I got mayo on one side, you know what I'm saying? I got the mustard on the other side. I got, you know what I'm saying, everything else you can think about. Tomatoes, onions, pickles, whatever I want, olives, I don't give a she just gonna knock it out. Stack it up, cut that joint in half, even how she present it to you. with the chips out the bag on the plate. With the drink too. Here you go. That's how I'm getting my sandwiches. How are you getting? When you go home, ask yourself, how are you getting your sandwiches?
Have the fridge.
Do this.
Start from scratch.
Yeah, or are you making your own sandwiches? Because I don't make sandwiches. I don't make them. ZQ, I don't make sandwiches, bro. So lock it. I'm not making them. I mean, the Lord bless the brother with a virtuous wife. I don't have to. You know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, that's a good thing to have a wife that'll go grab that food for you, come home, cook it. That's something else you don't have to worry about, which means you can safely trust. It's safe to trust in her. She ain't gonna let you down. All right, you can depend on her for that. You can depend on her to build business for you. You can depend on her to be on top of her grind. Wake up in the morning. Go ahead. Can I get some more of that ginger ale, please?
And
a little
give
bit.
it,
See me one more time.
and give it meat to her household.
She what?
Give it meat to her household.
Mm-hmm. She feeds a house. And here you go thinking that, never mind, we're going to keep going. First of all, America taught you that the man, now I'm not saying that men in the UPK don't get jobs. We got them all right? I'm just saying, in a perfect life, your job was the work of the Lord. You didn't go out and, if you was a priest, all right? If you was a priest like we are, I'm talking priest of the Lord, and you're common man, you know what I'm saying? You really didn't have to, go out and make no money because your wife had several businesses. Like the scriptures say, your wife should come with an inheritance. You know what that means? You don't get a woman that's broke. You get a woman that's coming to you that's already established. America tells you that the woman who's established is out of your reach. But the Bible said that when a man, not when a rich man, you understand? When a man gaineth a wife, he gaineth a possession. And she comes with an inheritance. So even if you was the type of man that made $14 an hour and you got you a bad wife, a badass broad, she got to come with something. Business is something. It's just what she got to come with. Or else what are you protecting? You got no job. Now you ain't got no job. You know what I'm saying? But nah, go ahead, man. Read on.
And a portion to her maiden.
Even to her, what's her maidens? Who knows? Go ahead. Nobody knows what her maidens are. Go ahead.
She like her sister.
It's way too much, brother. I'm sorry?
Her sister, like another woman helping her.
Yes. Okay, yeah. I'll take that. Or the maidens could be her daughters.
Yeah, it could be help.
See what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Sister.
Take some of that away from me, please. Yeah, I'll take that. So she not only looking out for her family, but she looking out for her sisters too. You know what I'm saying? She looking out for the people that help her as well. She's paying these people. Go ahead.
Verse 16. She considereth a field.
She what?
Considereth a field.
Who does that? Him or her?
She considereth a field.
She does it. She goes and looks at a field. Go ahead.
And buyeth it.
And does what?
Buyeth it.
That's what she does. Go ahead.
With the fruit of her hands, she planted a vineyard.
What is the fruit of your hands? Anybody know? Is it gonna be some apples growing off my pinkies? any apples growing off my thumb? No. So IR, what is the fruit of your hands?
It's your works.
No. No. I know you know. Kowal. What is the fruit of your hands?
The particle stuff she worked for, like
You just give me a simplify it. If I was a baby, I wouldn't know what the product of what she worked for meant.
the fruit of her labor, like
Right. What's the fruit of her hands? We know it's the fruit.
Wealth, money.
Give him a hand. That's what the fruit of her hands is. Her hands produces money. That's how she buys the field. She didn't buy it with fruit. You know how fake Israelite groups be like, tithe is fruit. They ain't nobody buying no field with fruit, brother. You growing field, the fruit out of the field. You know what I'm saying? She bought this with the money she made with her hands, working hard. She got up in the morning, stacked her bread, and went and bought a field. Is she the owner of this field? No. She's not the owner of this field. Who's the owner of this field?
You are. Or her husband.
Her husband. He is the owner of the field. Go ahead, read on.
Verse 17. She girdeth her loins with strength.
What does that mean, Ayar? She girdeth her loins with strength.
She protects her insides.
No. This is a metaphor. Alright?
I didn't raise my hand first.
Okay, well. She girdeth her loins with strength is a metaphor for something else. I want Ayar to get this, y'all. I want him to get it. Yes, you are right. Yes, when you gird your loins with strength, you protect yourself from what?
From what's coming from the outside in.
Like what?
Anything.
Like
a sword.
Give him a hand. The first thing that your wife's mother is going to say to her, and she's not in the truth, the first thing she gonna say to her is, bitch, you stupid. You going to school. You went with your own money. He ain't working. He in the UPK. That nigga ain't doing nothing. Standing up on wood, talking to people, yelling and screaming at people. Holding class, rinky-dink classes. They broke. They drink a lot, which we do. And you stupid. That's what they sisters and mamas gonna tell them. You stupid. Because you just went to college for 5 to 7, 8, 9, 10 years. You got your bachelor's degree. You got your master's degree. And you getting $400,000 a year. You went and got a real estate company. You went and did all this. You worth $45 million. And you mean to tell me that you signed it all over to him? Girl, you stupid. Those are the daggers that's ready for your wife. Don't hit her, you stupid. But really, her mama and her sisters are all unmarried. No man stays with them. The kids done seen 10 men in a year. That every time she gets a new man, that's her new bae. And the kids got to say, hey, Mr. Larry. Hey, Mr. Andrew. At first, they thought it was their uncles. This is who she's taking advice from. Her dumbass mama and her lonely ass sisters. Who got only advice based on what they think about. And really, your wife is well instructed because you taught her. And she went and made all this money and surrendered it to you. Do you know what type of woman that is?
Virtue.
That's a virtuous One West woman. That's a One West woman. You understand? And listen, I know personally sisters that get up early in the morning and grind their ass off and present all of that money to her husband. There's one sitting right here. And the world may call her stupid, but guess what she has that they don't have? A man. To tell her you shouldn't take your dumb ass outside with nothing on, hit a man in the face, and expect not get hit with a brick in the head. Who's really stupid? The bitch that got hit in the head, or the woman that is well instructed by her husband, the One West woman? Who's really stupid? A woman who got a marriage for life. At least she got a man. Shorty don't have a man, and every man she get is just with her for a time until he splits. You understand? So that's why she's girded That's why she girds herself with strength. Also, it takes strength to continue to do this. You understand? It takes strength for a woman to have to get up early in the morning and go chase that bag for her husband, not for herself. Because she knows if she chases it for her husband, then her husband is going to make sure she is okay. That's the point. And even though a woman, here's how you know if your woman respects you. If your woman is making a bank and she doesn't ask you what she should do with her funds, she don't respect you. She just don't respect you. If she don't want to show you what she got in her bank account, she don't respect you. If she's not allowing you to say, okay, this is what you got in there, all right, bet. Here, take this, donate this to the school, take this, that's your tithe, take this, here, this all the bills, take that, that's trip money, take this, you go shopping with that, take this, that's the new car, take that. If she not letting you break down what's going on, then this is a dumbass broad out. Go ahead.
Is respect and trust the same thing?
Well, I really hate to use the word respect. Honor. Let's use that word, honor. Alright? But no, respect and trust aren't the same thing. So it takes a woman with strong guts. Where does your courage come from? Your gut, right? She has to have strong guts to be able to surrender to her man like that. That's a strong woman. This is how you have a strong woman. You understand? Go ahead.
And strengtheneth her arm.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
Verse 18. She perceiveth that her merchandise is good.
What does that mean, y'all? Go ahead.
Yeah, she makes sure that whatever she's bringing forth is good.
Everything is A1. And she knows that her product is worth what she's asking for. Go ahead.
Her candle goeth not out by night.
What does that mean? Go ahead.
That she don't just stop because she's under pressure. She keeps going.
Yeah, she let everybody see how bad of a sister she is. Don't matter no time of day. This is who she is. It's not an act. Go ahead.
Verse 19.
Yes.
She layeth her hands to the spindle.
Spindle.
Oh, Slakish. She layeth her hands to the spindle.
Uh-huh.
And her hands hold the distaff.
Those are it just signifies that she works well. She's good with her hands. Go ahead.
Verse 20. She stretcheth out her hands to the poor.
What does that mean, y'all? Kawal's hand went up first. Go ahead.
Oh, so like, sir, she take care of those in need. She's generous. She give away stuff also.
No. Yes and no. Go ahead.
Salakia, she like if we drive somewhere, she sees somebody on the side of the road, she want to.
No. Go ahead.
She's I was gonna say she's like wise and humble at the same time.
Well, yeah, for sure. Go ahead.
Like so she offers help, offer those like surround her, need some help. She help them all on her own.
Yes, that's more onto it. Yes, that's more onto it. Now, all of these businesses that this woman we just read that this woman made. Who you think she hiring?
Israel.
Well, all Israel ain't poor, brother.
Like-minded sisters like yourself.
Yeah, but we're on a subject right here. Go ahead. What kind of people is she hiring?
Her people.
Of course. She's hiring the poor. She's giving them a chance to not be poor anymore. That's what it means to she stretched out her hands to the poor. Imagine if you built a business that was worth $30 million in the next 2 years. Are you gonna turn around and reach back to the poor and employ them? Or are you gonna go hire other rich people to do your job?
No, because rich people will consider their business and housing somebody else, and he would not do. I mean, she would not do either, or she would not do that for themselves. They will hire somebody else.
Exactly. I'm gonna tell you what happened. You want to know why you don't work for the law firm that makes the most money?
They gonna try to take it over. They gonna plot against you and get you out the way, right?
Nope. Oh yeah.
The expendable.
Nope.
Because rich people hire other people.
Other what?
Other poor people.
Wrong. You want to give it a shot?
I was gonna say they rich people are greedy sons of that only hires rich people.
Give her a hand. Who do you think your top attorneys are? A nigga from the ghetto who went to community college? Why he don't got a shot? He passed the bar exam too. Why he don't get the shot?
Because he's not rich.
Yes, but simplify it a little bit more. Go ahead.
It's like you said, Mom, y'all want to say they got their own brotherhood. They got the brotherhood too, and they stick with it. They hire their own people for their wealth, for their race. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm gonna break it down and simplify it like it was a fraction. The reason why you niggas who argue the best in the ghetto, I mean, come on now. You come from a man named Daniel. You know what I'm saying? That's your bloodline. Daniel was a lawyer, a real lawyer, for the laws of God. He was able to get you off of a sentence that people falsely accused. He was a real attorney, right? It's in your blood to be like that. Why you don't work at the top, most richest and money making law firms in America, in New York, in Milwaukee, in Chicago, and all these big ass cities? The reason why is because you wasn't rich enough to go to Yale or Harvard. You didn't go to Penn State. You know what I'm saying? You didn't go to Marshall Law School. You didn't go to none of these schools, because you're in the ghetto. You can't afford to go to Harvard, bruh. You can't. And those law firms are only hiring Yale graduates. They're only hiring Harvard graduates. You never had a chance. Do you think that those law firms reach back and say, let me hire this nigga from the ghetto? No. You want to know why? They don't have to reach back, because they're reaching into a different pool. It's just not your pool. You're in the cesspool. They're reaching into a swimming pool. I don't know how I can put it, brother. But this woman, she wants that poor man to be able to feed himself. And of course, she's not hiring nobody unless she got it approved. Of course, this woman has a husband, right? So she's hiring brothers who she saw on the street struggling, but got skills, and nobody would give them a chance. She's hiring them. Those are the people who are the most hungry. No, those are the people who are the most hungry. Those are the people who are the most ambitious. Those usually the best minds, you can find them in the prison. The best minds are in the prison. Those are the minds that you should have for your nation and your army and your generals and your doctors and your strategists and Your scientists are all locked up in jail right now. You know, brothers is in there giving people tattoos out. I'm talking about like you sat at the parlor. You come outside with a tattoo. Who the hell taught them to make a tattoo gun? These people in there, brother, ironing clothes. They don't have irons. How the hell they iron clothes? These people are brilliant. Nobody's gonna reach into prison and hire them and give them the salary that Christopher James Smith gets from Yale and Harvard. They're gonna pay them $10 an hour to do a $50 an hour job. Slavery, and they taxing the majority of that. Tell me when I'm making this up. Anybody who ever been in prison, y'all let me know if I'm making this up. So, what they call? What the boy said? Shoe program, nigga. That's what you gonna be on. You ain't get paid from that. Go ahead.
Like so the highest paying job is $1.
Shit.
$1 an hour.
Damn. Well, Salaki, I lied, y'all. They keeping the po-po. Damn. What you gonna do for $1 an hour?
You be happy.
You can buy the weakest thing you can buy from the commissary is $1. Over $1. Go ahead, sis.
Like I said, I was gonna say that $10 an hour job in prison that you was talking about was a little bit too high.
You rich, ain't you?
Right, that was that was like a billionaire in there. So
You taking over the prison.
I was gonna say that was like I think it's like 35 cents an hour because I mean I know that they only get paid like $2.75 a month in there. The last I heard. Like, you know, I never been to prison. I'm just saying my son told me it was only $2.75 a month. So.
Your son was balling in the prison. Go ahead.
So you get paid more than that. You get paid you get $30 an hour for nothing. You ain't have no job. You know, you wait to get in school or something. Everybody get 25 cents an hour, $8 a day. You might do the clean up the showers, do the laundry, pass out. You know what I mean? But if you got $1, you man do make $1. He down there with maintenance. You know what I mean?
I get it. That's a hard life to live.
$60. You know what I mean?
That's a hard life to live. Go ahead, read on. Let's flow through this real quick, man.
Yea, she reaches forth her hands to the needy. Verse 21. She is not afraid of the snow.
She ain't afraid of the hard times. Go ahead.
For her household. For all her household are clothed with scarlet.
What's scarlet? They got rich colors. Scarlet is red. You know what I'm saying? They all great. It's like they nobility type. You know what I mean? Like they ain't worried about nothing. Go ahead.
So like I said, if I could.
Go ahead.
So red is a noble color, huh?
Red is a noble color.
See why I love. That's why I see why.
Red is very noble. They call it scarlet in the Bible. This is scarlet in the Bible right here. And again, let me give a shameless plug. If anybody wants some wristbands that's spiked out, you understand? If you want to be at camp and you want to have them traditional dope ass UPK wristbands, and then you want them spiked out, and you want them with something crazy on them that'll hurt your enemy, that's stupid enough to attack you. Give me a call. I've already gotten a couple calls. Just give me a call. Let's get it done. All right. Go ahead.
So troops can't wear them right now.
Troopers, you can wear this. It just can't be red and gold.
Be black.
Can't be scarlet and gold, but it could be black on black.
Okay.
With studs and with spikes. Go ahead.
Is the color blue in the Bible royal?
Is it royal?
Yeah. Come.
Is the color blue in the Bible royal?
Is it considered royalty?
Well, yeah. All of those colors was hard to get. It's okay. Well, that was Christian as hell, but that was very democratic. But I understand. I like that. But no, those colors were hard to make. You understand? Like it took a lot to get the scarlet dye. It took a lot to get the purple dye. It took a lot to get the blue dye. You know what I'm saying? It took a lot. So back in the days, you had to get purple from like in the ocean from a shell. You know what I'm saying? Like it was hard. So, you know, imagine farming purple, you know what I'm saying, to get it's crazy. Right. Anyway, let's keep reading.
Verse 22. She maketh herself coverings of tapestry.
Go ahead, meaning she decorated herself. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Her clothing is silk and purple.
Those are two very rare things when it comes to clothes. Silk is a very among the bar. You tell me if I'm wrong. Especially back then, silk was very, very precious. It was a very precious thing to have. Silk. Now, the common people will let you think that silk was something that was made by the Chinese people, and that they was the only ones who had silkworms. Well, obviously, that's not true because in the time of the Proverbs, people were wearing silk. But if you look at the history of silk, they won't say that it goes back to this time. You understand? They won't say that. Go check it out. It's all on YouTube, gangster. You know what I'm saying? And purple was a very hard color to put on your linen. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you understand how to make thread. Making thread is a very tedious process. You got to take the cotton, and then you got to wind the cotton. Back in the day, they had to wind the cotton up like this, stretch it out, put it on these little things, run it through a little spindle type of thing, make it tight, and then they had to go through another process, and then they had to, man, it was a lot, bro. I'll send you a video on it if you want to see it, how to make cotton linen. And then right before the process was done, you had to rinse and repeat. You had to rinse and repeat, and rinse and repeat, and then they soaked it into the coloring dye. And then it may come out looking like it was supposed to be purple, but it was really blue. And they just, you know, after they do that, they stretch it, they let it sit, they pat it down, beat it up a little bit, get it in there, and then they wash it, rinse it out. Once they rinse it, you'll see that it's really royal blue. You see what I'm saying? Something like that. It was hard. And they used to have to do this, and they would thread after thread after thread, spindle after spindle after spindle. That's what that spindle is. She did that with her own hands. You understand? The stuff that you think Chinese people are only famous for, we used to do that with your own hands. And then she'll make silk clothing out of it. She would make tapestry out of it. That means she was able to weave and thread and make real patterns of tapestry on fabric that she sewed together. Do you understand what that means?
Okay.
This is what we call a One West woman. Bad. Go ahead.
Kind of say like doing that. That's a very lucrative business. Cause hey, everybody need a clothes.
Yeah.
And you know, especially like clothes with colors,
Mm-hmm.
was like kind of hard to come by. Like you said, purple, you know, red and blue. You know what I'm saying? You need to have special mixtures to make those. You know what I'm saying? And those was rare. Those was very. That's why you only saw nobles wearing stuff like that. You didn't see peasants or commoners.
Exactly. They just had the regular brown and the red off white. You know what I'm saying? They didn't even have black. They didn't really have shoes. They had scandals, not sandals. It was a scandalous thing they had to walk on. You know what I'm saying? So, for sure, we take a lot of things for granted, but back in these times, man, it took a lot for her to work with her hands to make what she. And then remember, it said that she also was able to know that her product was good. So this woman is a bad broad. Go ahead, read.
Verse 23. Her husband is known in the gates.
What?
Her husband is known in the gates.
In the what?
In the gates.
Do you know what the gates is today? Raise your hand. I'm not gonna let you do it because you've been in the school for 12 years. Go ahead.
The hood.
Give him a hand. Give him a hand. I'll take that. The streets, the hood. He known on the block. All right. Go ahead. But for doing a certain thing. Go ahead.
When he sitteth among the elders of the land.
That's the point. And what do the elders of the land do? back in the days, the elders in the land would do what we do every Saturday. They would set up and they would teach the wisdom and law of God. That's what they would do. And they would sit around and talk about it. Hell, you can get remnants of it today. You might, in certain cities, you could, find a spot where a pocket at where the old gray dudes be at, man, and they be out just talking and conversing. And then when the young kids come up and stuff, they hitting them and lacing them with game. It was kind of like that, but on a bigger scale. This is what her husband was doing. Out for the people with the elders, serving the people. That's what a priest does, huh? Go ahead.
Verse 24. She maketh fine linen, and selleth it, and delivereth girdles unto the merchant. Verse 25.
Yeah, she had leather work too? Go ahead.
Strength and honor are her clothing.
What does that mean, IR?
What part?
Read it again.
Verse 25. Strength and honor are her clothing.
I don't know what it means on that scripture
What do you think it means?
when it says strength. But honor, you told me it's like another word of saying respect.
Yeah, so strength and honor. Strength and honor is her clothing.
So it's her clothing is like good quality, wholeness, and good leather.
This is a metaphor.
No.
It just switched up the game.
Right.
First it was talking about clothes and businesses, and now it's talking about what she wears, like how people see her, right? You won't ever see her naked if you're not her husband. That's the point. But when you see her, she's gonna have on strength and honor. That's what she wears, which means, let's say you got a whole Jordan outfit, brand new joint, and you walking up and down the street, people gonna be like, damn, that's fly. But what she's wearing is fly because it's strength and honor. That's her reputation. You understand? Go ahead.
So like you said, it's kind of like when we dress UPK style, we're wearing our strength and honor work.
No.
That's different? Okay.
Different.
Okay.
The clothes don't make the man make the clothes out.
That's true.
Damn right.
So that's what it's saying. She's making the clothes. Her reputation is what people see when they see her. Just like if you seen a person with the Gucci bag on and they labeled all the way down to the bottom, you think that's fresh, right? Well, what makes her fresh is her strength and her honor. That's her reputation. That's what she wears. She chooses to put on strength and she chooses to put on honor. When you see her, better know she's about strength in what she does. She's about honor. Go ahead. The opposite of in the streets, twerking, right before she get hit with a brick. Go ahead.
And she shall do, and she shall rejoice in time to come.
Meaning she got something she can retire on. You know what I'm saying? This is gonna last her forever. Read on.
Verse 26. She openeth her mouth with wisdom.
With what?
With wisdom.
Otherwise, she gonna shut her stupid little mouth. Because when she says what she wants to think, that's when it's wrong. But she don't talk unless it's what?
With wisdom.
That's the point. Go ahead, read on.
And in her tongue is the law of kindness.
Man, ain't it a grace to walk across a beautiful, successful black woman, Hispanic woman, and then when you speak to her, she's kind with how she speaks. Isn't that dope? That's very dope. That's very dope. I ran into one the other week. You understand? She bad. And when she opened up her mouth, I was like, all right. We're going to see what's up. A businesswoman, got her own. That's fine with me. But when she opened up her mouth, I was able to judge her by the things that came out of her mouth, along with what she showed me that she about. You understand? So, read on.
Verse 27. She looketh well to the ways of her household,
Okay.
and eateth not the bread of
Idleness.
idleness.
What does that mean? She never stops working. And she will not be around people who just don't have something to do. She just won't. She'll always eat the bread of work. That's how that's what she wants to eat. She want to find a way to do it, not sit around and do nothing. This ain't her. Go ahead.
Verse 28. Her children arise up and call her blessed.
And call her what?
And call her blessed.
You want your kids to look at your woman and say, my mommy is the best in the world. Go ahead.
Her husband also, her husband also, and he praiseth her.
Go ahead.
Verse 29. Many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excelleth them all.
Meaning every woman should look at it like that. All sisters live virtuously, but me, I'm gonna take it a step higher. And as long as you push the bar, you're making every other sister want to be just like you in your excellence. That's the point. How you excel in this type of honor and strength is what you want to show other sisters. Sisters will look at you and say, that is the perfect role model for me. Look at her husband. Look at her children. Look at her household. Look how they dress. Look what they got. Damn, that's dope. She never stops. She hiring the poor. She don't ever speak nothing but wisdom. Otherwise, she'll shut up. You understand? And when she talk, it's kind. Look at her mannerism. Look how she moves. That's the point. And then other young women will look at that and say, if I'm going to be a wife, I'm going to be like her. Go ahead.
Verse 30. Favor is deceitful, and beauty is vain.
You better believe it. Favor is deceitful, and beauty is vain. Go ahead.
But a woman that feareth the Lord.
What?
But a woman that feareth the Lord.
Now this was talking to you. It was talking to her, but it's mostly talking to you. You finding a woman because you feel like she gonna be your favorite, because you favor how she look, because her beauty, brother, that's vanity. What you want to find is a woman who fear the Lord. Go ahead.
She shall be praised.
Yeah, that's the best one you can find out there. And when I say fear the Lord, I don't mean in the Christian church. That's not a woman who fears God. A woman who fears the God are only in the Israelite school of universal and practical knowledge.
That's right.
You can give it up for them. And they don't wear bricks on the side of their face, Aki. Straight up. If you fuck with one of these women up in here, you're going to pay the ultimate price. So if you're anybody out there that wants to provoke us in any way to try to do something to you, it won't work. Just stay away from our sisters. That's how you do it. You want to do it? Touch one of them. Give a damn who you are. You'll find out that these women are loved. These women we will live for and we will die for. We will fight for them. Because these are the most rare women that you will ever find on the planet.
That's right.
They're like half of 1% out of the whole population on the globe. You understand?
Right.
Period. They're just that rare. Like the scripture just said. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's like so what you just said was just so heavy. You know what I'm saying? Just like imagine what world we living in today. We're living in where 99.9% of the women is doing what every other woman, doing what everybody else do. Right. Dressing like a whore, doing whatever comes to their mind, because guess what? America, not America, but a white man, period, gives her the power to do so. She's going to do it. You know what I'm saying? But it takes a very special woman that decides on her own accord to change her life and stopped doing the stuff that she was doing, and then, you know what I'm saying, like started obeying the Lord. You know what I'm saying? That's a very, very rare woman indeed.
Yes, it is. Give him a hand, Naki. Go ahead, now, y'all.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that's kind of how One West is too. You know what I mean? Like they say there's more fake people, more false people than there is real, and the false people always attacking the real one. You know what I mean? That's what I kind of feel about the One West too. So we're low in numbers for a reason, and the purple cats have large numbers for a reason as well. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same reason why we're seeing in the news that the purple cats are beating down the Isupk.
Man, listen, I'll tell you what. I'll let you in on a little secret. We got more numbers than them. But we don't care about numbers.
Right.
So that's why we go to camp with 8 men, 4 men, 5, 6, 7, 8 men. We don't give a damn about numbers,
Right.
The Lord is not in numbers.
Right.
The Lord is with who He's with. And the Lord is obviously with the Israelite School EPK.
That's right.
It'll never stop. This is what's going to usher in the new world, Right. If people didn't understand, if people understood that, they'd be here. Like if you can give a person a glass that they can look through and see the future and see that it's the way that One West is doing it and that they should all join here, don't you think they would be here? But the problem is they're not seers, right? They're not seers. They can't see a damn thing. They don't see it.
It's like it's
Oh yeah.
the scripture. I'm paraphrasing, sir. The blind leadeth the blind. Everybody fall into a ditch.
There you go.
They following after they following after a cat that he just don't. He's not a seer. So
The brother, man, if he don't stop, the brother be dead very soon. The Lord pays vengeance on who He wants vengeance on. You understand? I'm telling you straight up. He wants vengeance. And He ain't gonna let Commander Yohana's words go out void too many more times. Join the Israelite School of UPK. Turn away from Christianity and all camps come back together.
That's
That ain't right. Forget about your stupid little dumbass blue Israelite group, your purple Israelite group, your red Israelite group. Come to a group where you can be yourself and wear sky blue if you want. Nobody give a damn as long as you ain't a trooper. Where would you want? Be the same when it comes to the law, statutes, and commandments, not what you got on your body, You understand?
Right.
That's the point. Be the same in doctrine, not in the color. Be the same in faith and how you work, not in the color. Be the same in what you was taught, not in a color.
right.
Be the same in what God you worship, which is the God of the Bible. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You think that the Lord looking down, giving a fuck if everybody got on purple? You think He care about that? When people in purple, people in black, people in blue, people in pink are all gay. They all lie. They all murder. They all steal. They all hunt their own brothers. They all sell drugs. They all have interracial marriage. They all, give me another purple stupid stuff that they do. They all are punks. They all are cowards. Give me something else.
I was gonna say they are inclusive with everybody.
Man, everybody, just everything. Every stupid little thing you can do on the earth, everybody wearing purple. Well, thank you for wearing purple, because now when the Lord decides to send an angel, He knows exactly what color to go for. With that, pass the class over to Priest and Officer Kalai. I like that. You keep, you know what I'm saying, do your thing. We stepping it up in Milwaukee too, y'all. Y'all stop playing. You're going to close your eyes and wake up, and you're going to see 50 hard soldiers. We're going to pause. We're going to be all over the damn state trying to reach into Canada. Everything going to be good, and I'm going to tell you why. Because we're men that are just like what Commander and Johanna raised, which is where you can find only in the One West.
That's
I
right.
don't see where else you're going to be.
Alright. This is the ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Ties, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi 3, 8 through 10. Ma'ashra means tenth in Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund. It's a free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to donate. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations is the feast of the blowing of the memorial of the blowing of the trumpets. September 15th sundown to September 16th sundown. Acium and Aquathium. Remember to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black. Boots, shirt, pants, headbands, and scarf. With that, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the teacher. Akim Amajim.
Stand when you told, all right? Don't stand on your own. All right? Stand when he called, all right? Go ahead.
Amajim Shabbat. Amajim Barak. Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatam.
Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatam and Yahweh Shemal Atam Shem Yahushua.
All right, brothers, we're going to... Yazamata.
Class dismissed.
Class dismissed.
There you go. That's how it goes.
Well, y'all, since they put, you got counsel. Camp counsel.
We still live?
Just like I said, I'm going to mention that real quick.
Go ahead, do you think?